Hello, and welcome back to Mary Elizabeth Jones's Variety Hour.
Hello, part two, the sequel. No, it's the remake, the reboot. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm rather disappointed. These things are great, but I keep losing them.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're very sentimental because I bought them. People have bought them for me. People have. I've gone to the far-flung places. I got in Boston, obviously. This I got in New York, the Giants. This I sent away for, but it's Babar the elephant.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get it in France, but that's or whatever African country Babar is the leader of.
Yeah.
But let's see. What can I tell you? I think the sun is finally coming out.
Yay.
Yes. You think in August? You know what? The only thing I like about rain and the sun is sometimes you might see a rainbow.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm having to buy my own food now. Isn't that wild?
Mm-hmm.
All you people who've bought your own food for years.
Yeah.
Some people never buy anything. I mean, for example, some people drive the company car where they work, so they never have to pay for gas. They just bill. Yeah, there's something wrong about sitting there. I think a fly went in my mouth while I was talking. I talk so much. I once talked so much at the beach, my tongue got sunburned.
Oh. Okay.
So anyway, so I'm buying my own food now. And when I say I'm buying my own food, I'll tell you how it works. Before, I never bought my own food. Everywhere I went, somebody took me somewhere. I'd go in a restaurant. I never went to a restaurant by myself. So I was with somebody that would be on their expense account or my expense account. If but this is where it really comes down to it, is that my parents aren't around anymore, and they always had food in the house, and they were always buying food, and then even if I was starving, I could always know that I could go home and be fed a sandwich or something, a can of soup.
Yeah.
And I have friends that never known hunger. I know as soon as they're hungry, they go somewhere and put it on their credit card and then worry about it. You know, I always think it's funny when you go to a restaurant, they give you the bill after you eat it. At that point, they're in a kind of a bad situation at that point when you think about it. You know why?
Yeah, right.
Because you've already eaten it. You can't give the food back.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to throw up. Give it to them.
Yeah.
Go to the vomitorium.
Yeah.
So stick your finger in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
Here's your golden corral. All right. So here's your Thanksgiving dinner. All right. So anyway, oh God.
Yeah.
I can't believe I said that. Anyway, so now I'm actually trying to figure out how to save money on food. Do you know how to save money on food?
Yeah, I use something kind of like the food stamps type of thing.
Food stamps.
Yes. It's actually my insurance card.
Yeah,
But my insurance pays for my food.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Is there any rules you have to follow for that?
I don't think so.
Because I had a friend who was on when there really was stamps, and I said, "Was there anything you can't get?" They said, "Yeah, I can't get deli meat. I could buy a chicken, but I can't buy sliced chicken."
Yeah.
You can't buy alcohol, of course. You can't buy cigarettes with it.
Yeah.
You're better off without that stuff.
Yeah.
How about sodas? Sometimes you can buy sodas.
Yeah.
Those aren't any good for you.
Yeah.
I remember this woman who got on some sort of disability in college and then threw a dinner party, and all the food was paid for by Uncle Sam.
Oh.
I did learn something from that party, which was very good, is that I never eat lettuce. I think lettuce is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Lettuce is not good for it. Lettuce is just water and crispy green stuff. So what happened was she made a salad, and I said, "What's this dark green lettuce you have?" And they said, "It's not dark green lettuce. That's spinach." I said, "Oh, I guess you can do kale now, but at the time, spinach was this was a long time ago. Spinach." And I said, "That's a better. Spinach is actually good for you compared to lettuce. Lettuce is really nothing. So lettuce is like ice or rice or something."
Yeah.
So you put the lettuce, you put the spinach instead of, and then you have a more nutritious salad.
Yeah.
So that's good. I don't really make my own salads so much. I just kind of eat my food raw. I eat a lot of raw produce. You were nice enough to give me some peaches and plums and everything. I like so actually, if you buy fresh fruit and vegetables and eat it right away, that's actually a really good bargain. It fills you up and everything. I've been what else been doing? Eating a lot of sandwiches, eating a lot of but there are places you can go that let me tell you what you can do. Okay.
All right.
You can I think it's the Little Caesars have like a $7 pizza.
Yeah.
And you could eat, one slice a day for a whole week. It's like 8 slices.
when I was in Georgia, this past New Year's, I went to Little Caesars. I got this little box of pizza. You get like 4 slices.
Yeah.
For $5.
There you go.
It was a good deal.
That's a good deal. And the others don't do that, just Little Caesars for some reason.
Yeah.
I hope Little Caesars continue doing that.
I know.
Because I hate for them to compete with all those other chumps that I don't... Let me tell you something about people who own pizza, like Papa John's and Domino's. You find out a lot of these owners are real jerks. And they're not Italians either.
Yeah.
Most famous. And yet, I think Chungking was run by an Italian guy. Gino, and he started his own thing, Gino's Pizza. So what is it about pizza that attracts all these weirdos?
Yeah.
So to sell it, not to eat it.
Yeah.
The and then Walmart near where I live, you can get a $6 rotisserie chicken.
Oh yeah, I love those. Those are really good.
And
I get those sometimes too.
And I'm not kidding you. I bought one a few days ago for lunch, and I pretty much ate half of it just in the park. Eating with both hands, getting greasy hands. Had to go inside and wash my hands.
Yeah.
Wash all the gravy. Finger looking. It was, but rotisserie chicken is like so good, and for $6, it's a whole chicken.
Yeah.
It's everything but the head and the feathers.
You can even do recipes out of it too.
You can do a lot. Yeah.
You can make chicken soup and everything.
And eat the bones, everything. When I'm finished with the thing, I'm still eating it. Actually, it's already been 3 days. I'm almost there. But yeah, you could boil the bones. You could do it's a great deal for $6. So I tell people, also eggs. I think eggs have gone down. They were very up when the inflation went up last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But they seem to have gone down a little bit. But eggs are still a good bargain. Everything in an egg. If you have nothing else to eat an egg. Because my mother told me it had every ingredient in it you need except for calcium, and that's the shell. You can eat the shell.
Yeah.
So eggs. Okay, we got eggs. We got chicken. We got pizza. Okay. Also, I got to show you this. I go to Panera, and Panera has a deal where you can drink all the beverages they have. Not all of it, but I mean, the ones probably you would want to go: coffee, tea, green tea, and sodas for I think $14 a month. Every 2 hours, you can get a new drink. So if you're like me, always driving in your car, you're always passing by a Panera Bread. So you go in there, and you can get every 2 hours it's open about 12 hours. You can get 6 drinks a day.
Yeah.
If you want to drink that much.
Yeah.
You're not always running to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You're drinking all that.
Yeah.
I was drinking. First, I saw soda. Yeah, sodas are so expensive now. I mean, like a 12-pack of cans of soda costs like $8 or something in some places. You can usually get them on sale, but you still have to lay out probably $8 for a 12-pack regularly. So I said, well, gosh, $14 for a whole month of sodas?
Yeah.
That sounds great. Now, trouble is when you drink sodas all the time, you start to bloat up.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I can't drink all this soda. And I certainly can't drink all this coffee because the coffee is, I can't even, I'm just shaking. I can't even sleep at night.
Yeah, yeah.
So I figured, they had, what you saw us drinking was the green tea.
Yeah.
And I could drink that pretty well. Also, when I drink sodas on the outside, no ice, no ice.
I normally drink coffee twice a day.
Drink coffee twice a day?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't even made a cup of coffee. I've been drinking so much coffee from Panera, so I hope they keep that up.
Yeah.
Going,
Yeah.
I'm also trying to save money in other ways. I think I've mentioned it before. For $22 a month, I can see all the movies I want at the Regal Cinemas. So I've seen all the movies. And luckily, not too far from my house is a movie theater, so I can walk there. So once my day is over, at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I can walk to the movies and watch the newest movie, the newest Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Newest thing with Jim Carrey, or newest thing with Robin Williams or something.
Yeah.
Robin Williams, does he still make movies?
Yeah.
So there you go. So
Robin Williams passed away.
I know.
Yeah.
So sad.
It is sad, yeah.
Because I saw him a few years ago, and he in in Norfolk at ODU University at the Constant. I've never been there to see a show before. So I think it's a basketball court. And it was great. He talked for almost 2 hours, Robin Williams. And Robin Williams, when I went home, I said, if there was ever a man who deserved to be a stand-up comedian, it's him. He just never stopped. Laughing doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but you're laughing because he's just so funny.
Yeah.
Sadly, I think he didn't live much longer after that, probably 2 years. I've never seen him before. In person. I've loved him, almost all my life, Robin Williams. And his movies are good. He won an Oscar, Good Will Hunting and stuff.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting. I thought it was about shopping at Goodwill. No, it's about something else.
Yeah.
So that's how I've been saving. Well, I got to show you one last thing. This is really cool.
Oh, I saw those advertised on TV.
So this is the club.
It's like you lock your steering wheel in your car.
You lock your steering wheel in your car. I don't know how much these things cost, like $50 or $25. I don't know how much they are. But I found this at a store, one of those discount places like TJ Maxx or something.
Yeah.
For $8.
That's a good deal.
It's a good deal just to have it, But it's even a better deal. I'll tell you why. A lot of car insurance will give you a discount if they know you have one of these things on your car.
Okay.
They might knock your insurance down $25 to $50 every 6 months. And so for $8, there's my discount. For $8, I got a $50 discount.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking of just buying a bunch of these and giving them to my friends. Unless you go there and buy them first. This is the store brand of the club, but it's the club's a club. Let's face it. A lock is a lock.
Even has keys. I can't.
We have keys to it. Yeah. Well, they give you. It's a lock with a key, and they give you 2 of them in case you lose the other one. I always lose the other one.
Yeah.
And then you lose both of them, and then you're kind of high and dry.
Yeah.
You have to get the bolt cutters to this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so that's how I've been saving money. So how have you been saving money?
I've been saving money for a beach vacation in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I want to Colonial Beach.
Let me tell you about saving money for a vacation. Vacations are always expensive. I mean, they're always money out of your pocket. They're a luxury.
Yeah.
Poor people like people that are not me,
Yeah.
never go on vacation because they're always working. They have to stay at home. They have to do things. But I always found, because if you want to go on a vacation, some people like to put on the dog, but as soon as I decide I'm going on a vacation, almost like I know I'm going to go on a vacation next year, next November or something, November 2025, which I think we are, with a group of people going on a cruise.
Yeah.
Once you decide to do that, then you start, going on, booking hotels, booking plane trips, booking restaurants, that type of thing, as soon as possible, because the more you do it, more you prepare for stuff like that, then the more you could cut. All the trips I've been to, and I've been all over the world, I've always, part of the joy I have is figuring out how, anyone with a big wallet could go on a trip. I try to figure out how to go and save money that way. Not, for example, everyone's on a plane, 100 people on a plane, or a dozen people, it doesn't matter how many people. Someone's sitting right next to you. Never ask the person next to you how much they paid for their ticket, because chances are they paid it less than you did. And you're on the same trip. You're still getting the same honey roasted nuts.
Yeah.
and champagne. So also, I had a friend who said, I only go first class. I said, what do you mean first class? I said, well, when I go on a plane, I'm always first class. I mean, you travel business class? Because I said, you are a damn fool. And I said, what do you mean I'm a damn fool? I said, it's the same trip everyone else is going on. When the plane crashes, it doesn't like the first class is in like a pod that takes off.
Yeah.
And saves everybody. It costs much more. It costs a couple of $100 more, at least, to go first class. And always remember that everyone there did not pay for it. When rich people, if they're smart, when they go on a trip, they don't pay first class. They pay regular price, like everyone else. But then if their company is paying for it, or they're trying to get it's like a limo. No one buys their own limo. Somebody buys it for you, and you take it.
Yeah.
Private plane, same way. So I said, no. A friend of mine wanted me to go in with him business class. No. Now it's weird. There are certain places, like, for example, like when you go on the Channel.
Oh yeah.
That train that goes under the English Channel.
Oh yeah.
In the tunnel from England to France and back. That's almost all business class. And the reason it's very expensive to go on those things, because there might be some affordable seats, but for the most part, the people who are on there are busy people, and they're on their way to work.
Yeah.
And they want and someone else is paying for that, so they get there in time.
I did take a train from London to Liverpool.
Yeah. Was it a regular train? Just regular price?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I'd been on a lot of trains, and sometimes I would go. I don't know what was the big deal first class, because I didn't get any like champagne or anything.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it didn't matter what seat I had on the train, as long as I got to fall asleep. Actually, train travel is like the best travel, really. You watch the world go by. It's very leisurely. That's why so many Alfred Hitchcock movies take place on a train.
Yeah. I've been riding the train to New York.
You've been on a train in New York?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember my mom, when I was a kid, she would go to New York to visit her aunt who lived in New York, and they would always take the bus, the Greyhound. They hated it. So then Mom, I think someone got the idea to take the train. And that was so much better and then after that, they only took trains. And so you can take the train. If you can find a bargain, take the train, especially to New York. It's not that far. I don't think a bus or a train is going to be any. It's not going. Yeah. It's about the same amount of time. Now, I've taken trains to California, and I've been on 2 cross-country train rides, and that was good. I don't know if I could make it on a bus.
Yeah.
But it was a 4-day trip. To go. You plot it so that you. I spent. I'll tell you I've done it. I went to. I didn't plan it very well, so I wound up having to go other places. So I went from Richmond to New Orleans to Austin, Texas, and then Austin, Texas to Tucson, Arizona, and that's where I went. And then the next year, I planned it better. I knew I could plan it better.
Yeah.
It was Richmond to San Francisco, and then San Francisco to Los Angeles, and then Los Angeles to Las Vegas, and then back to America. And usually in both those trips, there was probably 2 or 3 stops along the way in Chicago, because that's pretty much where all trains go.
Yeah.
So I could spend the afternoon in Chicago or the day in Chicago, and it's like New York, Chicago. So anyway, I take these trips, and so I said, well, how long did you spend at each one? And I said, well, I spent a week in one place, and then a week in another place, and a week in another place. Okay, yeah, but that's only 3 weeks. You were gone for 4 weeks. And I said, yeah, those extra days on the train was the 4th week.
Yeah. I was going to stay in Liverpool to get to Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get to go to Ireland because the hotel that I was supposed to stay in, it was a bed and breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
That was permanently closed.
Mm. Yeah, well, that's those are things that turn up when you're traveling. You kind of you almost always have to have a plan B when you're traveling. They joke about the Asian tourists. I almost said terrorists. The Asian tourists, like the Japanese tourists, they were very popular visiting America back in the 80s and 90s, but they planned everything out to the letter, and they said, well, don't they have a plan B? Because there is no plan B. Everything works out plan A.
Yeah.
and that's a lot of my travels I learn from these things. I mean, okay, I'm not going to do that again. I know, Luckily, I tell you, and a lot of it is luck. I have to tell you what's lucky about me. I've never had to spend like days in a airport waiting for my plane to take off. That you always hear delay, snowstorm, delay, airstrike, delay, terrorism, delay. I usually sometimes I was running to the finish line. Once I actually missed the plane ride.
I still want to go to Ireland though. So.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you can go with me.
Maybe I can. Yes, I used to live in Ireland, so I know the place quite well.
That's why I need you to go with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm the best person you could ever travel with. I know everything.
I don't want to go by myself again.
I don't want to go by yourself. Yeah. Well, I actually the best trips I go on I don't have to wait for anybody. You ever been on these trips with lots of people and oh gosh, we have to eat at McDonald's again?
Oh Lord, yeah.
Didn't we eat at McDonald's 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Some people, I'm not kidding. I know people that go all over the world and they still eat at the Olive Garden and McDonald's. Applebee's. I said, you can do that. Can't you do that at home?
Yeah. I did have a good time in England, though.
There you go.
But I want you to go to Ireland with me.
I certainly shall.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of travel, there's this show I've been watching. I think there's only 2 episodes, 2 seasons of it, Yellowjackets. It's about a bunch of girls. Okay, it's about a bunch of girls. I think they're a soccer team in high school, and they crash in the mountains. They're playing, and then I think maybe 2 years later they're found. But they have all these stories to tell, all these stories to hide about how they survived up there. And it gets kind of grisly at times. And it's only been on, I think, for 2 years. Maybe they have a 3rd year. But I've only seen the first 2 years.
Yeah.
And they show them young, and then they show them old. And the old ones they all know each other's secrets, but they don't want the world to know that, well, how did you get rid of that body? We found our ways. We were hungry one day.
Yeah.
There was who was it? But Christina Ricci is in it, and Melanie Linsky is in it. Oh, Juliette Lewis is very good in it. But she's in The Other Sister. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I love that
And
movie.
you like The Other Sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you ever seen the movie Heavenly Creatures? The girl in you remember Kate Winslet? There was a blonde girl and a black-haired girl.
She played on Titanic. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Kate was in the Titanic. Yeah, of course. And then, but they said, whatever happened to the black-haired girl? Well, the black-haired girl is in this show. I mean, she's now like 45 years old.
Yeah.
But she's in a lot of American stuff, and she has a very good American accent.
Yeah.
She's from Australia. Melanie Linsky. So check this out. I think it won a lot of Emmys or Golden Globe Awards a few years ago, the first year.
Yeah.
It's kind of, a lot of these shows, the second year is not as good as the first year or the third year. The only shows that get better, I think, were The Sopranos or something.
Yeah.
But it's a one long 12-hour show.
Yeah.
So check out Yellowjackets if you have a strong stomach. It's not for the,
Yeah.
but it kind of gives you some idea how sort of like Lord of the Flies almost, only it's all girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The other thing is, tell us about. You were listening to Allan Sherman. Tell us about Allan Sherman.
I bought one of his records last week at the Goodwill.
Yeah, okay.
And it's called My Son the Nut.
My Son the Nut.
And that record is so funny.
Yeah, you know any of the songs from there?
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father.
Well, that was on there.
Yeah, that was on there. Yes.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I have almost. He only had a few albums, like 6 albums, but they were such big hits. Those albums. And Allan Sherman, he was his routine was he would put like Jewish lyrics to popular songs.
Yeah.
And he would make them funny, and I think the premise was this is how music would sound if Jews wrote all the songs. Well, in those days, Jews did write all the songs, all the Broadway shows.
Yeah.
So what happened was, but he made them more ethnic sounding.
Yeah.
Hello. So anyway, he was not really a performer. He was from Chicago, and I think he had a pretty rough childhood. I think he had a mentally ill mother or something. And he had a rough time, and then he made his way to Hollywood, New York, and what happened was he became a TV producer. He produced a show called I've Got a Secret, which was sort of like it's a very funny show if you catch it on YouTube. It's a show like What's My Line? Remember that show, What's My Line?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's sort of the same. It's almost the same show, really, but they would have celebrities on there. And they'd have a secret, and the panelists would try to guess who it was, Henry Morgan, like that. Well, he produced. Well, anyway, he did an episode that was so bad, it had Broderick Crawford on it, but they gave away the secret right away, and the show was a shambles. So the producer, Bill Todman and Mark Goodson, fired him that night, and he had nothing to do. He had nothing. He said, "I can't get a job as a producer again." So what happened was he got he was performing for. He knew a lot of people in Hollywood, so he would go to these parties and sing these with a piano. He would sing these funny songs that he wrote, and they were funny.
Yeah.
And I think Steve Allen, who was a friend of his, convinced Warner Brothers Records to produce his first. Yeah, signed him to a contract. But like all these guys, song parodists like Weird Al and Homer and Jethro, all these guys found out that there are two things at work here. Either the composer won't give you permission to parody their songs because they wrote the songs. You're trying to profit by it, or they charge you. They don't want to pay them. You don't want to pay the money to do so. The first album he did was called My Son the Folk Singer.
Oh yeah.
And then the next one was My Son the Celebrity. I think the third one was My Son the Nut. By the time My Son the Nut came, he was such a big star they were able to pay for songs to be parodied. I think 5'2", Eyes of Blue. He could use popular songs like that, but in the first 2 songs, I'm not kidding you, he could only use patriotic songs, opera songs, Gilbert and Sullivan songs that were in the public domain. So, Hello Mother, Hello Father, da-dun, da-dun, da 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 da. It's actually the Dance of the Hours by Ponchielli. It's in Fantasia.
Yeah.
It's funny, you watching Fantasia and you hear the music. Oh, that's Hello Mother, Hello Father.
Yeah.
He did, Gilbert and Sullivan. He did Willow songs like based on. He did a song about Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. He did Glory, Glory, Harry Lewis.
I wonder what the real lyrics for about a Hello Mother, Hello Father.
Well, no, those were the lyrics. The music was instrumental, and it's in Fantasia. That music, it's kind of funny, and it's such good music. It's from the opera. I think it's an opera, or it's ballet.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I've never seen it. I've never seen. I think more people know Hello Mother, Hello Father. Like more people know the William Tell overture from the Lone Ranger than they know from the William Tell the opera. So by Rossini. So okay. Like I said, he really he kind of went sort of what do you say, his ego got ahead of him, and once he became big star, he was appearing on he was like hosting the Tonight Show when Carson wasn't there. He was making appearances. He was on the Ed Sullivan Show. He was on the D. Martin Show. He's on all these shows. And there was one fundamental problem with Allan Sherman. You know what that was?
What?
He wasn't an entertainer. He didn't tell jokes. He wasn't an actor. He could just sing these songs. He didn't really have much of a personality to do anything other than sing these songs. So then his career. I think he divorced his wife and tried to get a new wife, and he wound up not taking good care of himself, and he died. He didn't live very long. He died, I think, 50. He had diabetes and everything. He grew a beard. He looked like a hippie. He looked kind of like the comic book guy on The Simpsons by the time he died. It was awful. And Allan Sherman. The thing you might know Allan Sherman with now, and they show this every year on the Cat in the Hat cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
He was the voice of the Cat in the Hat.
Oh yeah.
The first one, I think, and then sadly, I think he died right after he did it. So the sequels had other people do it. I think Martin Short does it in recent years. Yeah. But Allan Sherman. So I never got to see Allan Sherman because he died, I think, in the 1970s, at quite a young age. But his stuff is really good, and I think you'll get it's very easy stuff to listen to. You could probably hear all his albums in a couple hours if you have them handy. After he made that one, Songs for Livers Only, and then his sixth album, I think, was Allan in Wonderland. And then I think he did another one with the Boston Pops where he did his own funny version of Peter and the Wolf. The music was the same, but he did he narrated it and made it funny. Yeah. And everyone loves Peter and the Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for bringing up Allan Sherman, because Allan Sherman was one of the touchstones of comedy when I was a kid.
Yeah, he was funny.
Yes. So anyway, thanks for having me here.
No problem.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you all soon. Take care. God bless you.
See you on the stage.
See you on the stage.
What are the shows again?
The Wiggle in Time and Oliver.
And the movie is Give Love a Chance?
Yes.
All we are saying.
Give Love a Chance?
Bye-bye, everyone.